Hello, gorgeous. Welcome to HG Radio, everything beauty, cancer, and inspiration. Here is your co-founder and host, Kim Becker.
Hello, gorgeous, and thank you for joining us today. I'm your host, Kim Becker, and this is Hello, Gorgeous, everything beauty, cancer, and inspiration on Society Bites Radio, social interaction for the mind and soul. This episode is brought to you by Amplified Marketing Group. They specialize in affordable mobile solutions that will get you noticed and help you retain customers. Check them out at yourphoneguy.com. That's yourphoneguy.com. Our guest today is Mindy Ratcliff. Salons by JC owner Mindy is the mother of 7, opened her first salon with her husband John in 2014 after being a stay-at-home mom for 18 years. They now own 4 locations in Austin and Houston. Participating in Cuts for Cancer, a yearly hair donating event, inspired her to give back to the community. Watching a best friend battle leukemia gave her the courage to do something more through Hello Gorgeous. Hi, Mindy, and welcome to the show.
Hi, Kim. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
I am so excited for you to be here. So I want to talk a little bit about Salons by JC, and I want you to know how you've really helped us because, you know, when we first started the Salon Affiliate Program, which was 10 years ago, we're celebrating the 10-year anniversary of that. You know, we worked with mostly full-service salons. And as the industry started to change and more suite owners became available, we were trying to figure out a way how we could evolve with the changing of the beauty industry. And so I had the opportunity to talk with Steve, and we were able to come up with a program, and he's been a wonderful advocate and cheerleader for us. And so I'm so grateful to be able to have our program in the Salons by JC franchise program, because that gives us an opportunity to allow suite owners who otherwise couldn't participate in a program like this the opportunity to participate. So I just want you to know how grateful I am for you and your team that you guys have come on board and just really wrapped your arms around this program and have been able to help so many women in your community.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been amazing, and I'm definitely a big cheerleader for it.
Awesome. Well, first of all, I'm looking at that going, mother of 7. Holy cow, I have 1. I don't know how you do it with 7, but hats off to you. That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's fun.
I can't even imagine. I said, you know, when Mike and I had always talked, we were married for 9 years before we had our son. And I said, you know, we did it because it was just 2 adults to 1 child. And we thought, okay, we can do this. So, man, your kids outnumbered you and your husband. Hats off to you guys, because that's a huge challenge. Congratulations.
Yes.
That's
Teamwork.
awesome.
Teamwork.
Amen. So how did you get started with Salons by JC?
So my husband actually dreamed of owning his own business since he was a kid, and he searched for a franchise that he could own but keep his day job, because we had a lot of mouths to feed. Mm-hmm. So him not working for a while was not even an option. He had the opportunity to meet Jack in the JNC of Salons by JC and Steve, Jack's son, and they were just incredible humans. Like, they were good people. He really enjoyed them and could see the genuine care that they had for their suite owners. And that made the difference. So that's why we got involved with Salons by JC. I got involved because my husband was working full time, and he needed help through the building process and then kind of learning the business. And we just had no idea that it was going to be something that I enjoyed. I love it. I love the salon business, and I'm not a stylist. And so I had a lot to learn, but that's kind of our story of how we got involved.
That's awesome. Well, and I just want to confirm with you, I've had the opportunity to meet both Jack and Cecil as well. And you're right. I mean, you could not meet more salt of the earth people. They are absolutely incredible. And Jack came to one of the makeovers that we did right outside of, I think we were in Austin actually, or New Braunfels. Anyway, we were at one of the locations. And so Jack came to that visit. And so I had an opportunity to talk to him. And I said, you know, one of the things that sets Salons by JC apart from some of the other suite franchises that are out there is your concierge. And
Yeah.
that's truly how we can make this program work. And they did it as a service to the stylist. That's how they, they were at a business and there was a concierge that was there. And when they came up with the whole concept of Salons by JC, they said that they just knew that having a concierge there would make it easier for everyone. And so their business model is wonderful, and it really is. And you're right. I just wanted to confirm that they are certainly salt of the earth individuals, salt of the earth.
Yes.
So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about Cuts for Cancer. What is that program? I'm not familiar.
Yeah, so it's actually started at a local high school here about 6 years ago, and a cheerleader for the school, her best friend who was also a cheerleader, her mom died of breast cancer their senior year, and the mom was a single parent. And I say that because it affected her life. She had to leave in the middle of her senior year and move with family up north somewhere, and had to leave the school, and it was tragic for her, just losing her mom, but having to leave everything she knew. The best friend organized an event for the next homecoming weekend the next year. And my daughter was a student at this school for the very first time as a junior. And she called me from the stands of the event that this cheerleader had arranged and said, "Mom, I'm going to cut my hair." I'm like, "Aren't you at school? What are you talking about? Cut your hair." She's like, "I just wanted to let you know I'm going to cut my hair. And they're having an event." And I'm like, "Tomorrow's homecoming, your first date. You can't do that. Don't do that today. We'll take you. You want to donate your hair or something? We can do that later." But she said, "Mom, you don't understand. I'll explain later." So what happened at this event, which has continued to be a yearly event, is the girls came down in droves from the stands at this pep rally to donate their hair in the name of the mother that had died the year before. The girl whose mom died was flown in for this event, had no idea it was for her. She thought she was just coming back for a homecoming football game. And the entire school and city had rallied around her. And in her mom's name, I think they donated between 60 and 80 ponies that day from the girls suddenly coming down from the stands to make wigs that will be given free to women battling cancer.
Wow.
It was broadcast on the news. So that night when my daughter got home and we watched the news, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I would have donated my hair too." It was phenomenally moving. It was just so inspirational what this girl had done for her friend in the name of the lady that had died. So that's how Cuts for Cancer got started, and it's been a yearly event every year. At that time, my salon wasn't open, and when it did open the next year, I asked, "Hey, could I possibly bring people to cut hair to this?" And they agreed, and we've been one of the major salons to participate for the last 5 years.
Wow. I got goosebumps as you were telling that story. I always believe that out of tragedy, something always good comes. And so those girls may have not otherwise donated their hair, but this is something that they'll be able to hang on to forever and say, "When I was a junior, when I was in high school, I got to be part of this program, and I made a difference by doing something as simple as getting a haircut."
Absolutely. And every year they have that same event, but they choose another person to honor, and it's been beautiful. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. And you keep that person's legacy alive too, whoever it is that they honor, right? I'm sure they get to learn a little bit about that person. So that's incredible.
Yes, they tell all about it. It's very moving every year. When I take new stylists that have never been, they are always grateful that they went to hear the stories and to participate. It's amazing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So when did you first hear, you were already involved in something and giving back, but when did you first hear about Hello Gorgeous?
I heard about Hello Gorgeous when Salons by JC had its first ever class for suite owners at the Florida Premier Orlando show some years back. And Kim, you were there, and
I was.
I heard you speak, and I was very moved by the whole thought of being involved in something like that, especially since our focus was giving back was already surrounding cancer and women specifically battling cancer. And so it was something that was put on my heart there. But at the same time, we were opening our second Salons by JC in the near future. And I was like, there's no way I could do one more thing. And so I put it on the back burner because I just did not think it was something that I could do, especially trying to do one per month and getting people involved. So I said, no, not right now. I'm not going to do that right now.
And then what happened?
So that talk got me thinking, but one of my very best friends began losing her battle to leukemia. And she had been battling for 2 years. When she was given 2 weeks to live, I saw a makeover. There's something y'all had sent, I think, out to Salons by JC, and I watched the video, and again was just so overwhelmed with the thought of my friend going through something like that, and how what a gift it would have been for her. And I was never going to get to do that for her, but I knew in my heart that it was something that I wanted to be part of. And I asked a couple of stylists, and I said, hey, this is something that's close to my heart right now. What do you think? And with the new salon that had just opened, those folks were so on board with helping. I thought, okay, we can actually maybe do this. And it was amazing to feel the support from the suite owners that they might actually be there to support me. I had a lot of fear, of participating, of not having the time myself to put into it that it would need. And having those ladies actually step forward and say, hey, I'll help you with fundraising. Hey, I'll do everything from hair to nails, whatever. They were fully on board. It was amazing to see that, to come to life, that they were going to support me no matter what in this.
And I think that that's what's important. As I said, when we first started the affiliate program, we were doing them in commissioned salons. So you have to remember, commissioned salons, people are paid. So the boss can stand over them and say, I'm paying your salary. You will be involved in this. When you're dealing in a situation like where you are, they're suite owners, they're independent contractors. You're kind of a landlord. So you really can't tell them to get involved in anything. And so, I was so grateful to be able to bring this program, and I saw the same thing that you did. I think one of the first certifications that we did in the San Antonio area, I think there's 4 or 5 locations that are down there. Like, we certified 85 people, and they were all so excited to be a part of this. But I also think that, because of the Salons by JC and the Hello Gorgeous partnership, we're offering these suite owners an opportunity to be a part of something that they otherwise wouldn't be able to be a part of. And, we talked a little bit about, getting involved. And I wasn't sure in the beginning when I even came down, and I toured the suites in the beginning to make sure that this was at the level that we wanted it to be at. And they're so classy and so upscale. And then I thought, gosh, I don't know, can we do this? Will it still be the same impact on the woman? That's all. It's all about the women in my mind. So I needed to make sure. And I have to tell you, it has been incredible. It doesn't matter. So what's really great, what I have seen in my experiences with the makeovers that we've done by Salons by JC, is instead of just being in one big room, she'll go to one suite to have her nails done, and another suite to have her hair done, and another suite to have her makeup done, another suite to have her facial done. And it has been incredible to watch. It doesn't matter. She's so tickled to have all of these people pampering her. But I think the way that we've designed it for your stylist, they can literally give an hour of their time, and that's it. Now, I've watched them mark out a whole 3 or 4 hours so that they can be there for the whole thing. But I think that that's what gives them, this is truly a gift not only for the women, but I think it's a gift for your stylist. Do you agree?
Oh, I totally agree. I think the owners that choose to participate, they totally give it their all, and they're so into it. And it is, in the beginning, because I do it at both salon suites, helping them understand that it's not, you don't have to do that 3-hour commitment. I do have really busy business owners that just want to give that 45-minute service, and block out their calendar in a small way, but they do it consistently. Like, it's amazing to see, and it's because of the joy that they are able to give people, and even the people coming in who are donating names, right? Their clients who are able to donate the names, they see the benefit of what it does for even those people. They feel like they are taking action. They're able to take action with somebody in the community, giving back something that just is not the norm, right? It's not just taking a meal over. It's really a full day makeover that is so fun and brings such joy to each person that comes through.
And I think that that's what sets us apart from some of the other, nonprofits that are out there. And that when we work with the beauty industry like this, is you get to use your license, right? So you have a license to touch. That's what we went to school for, is to touch. And yes, we can all make a meal, but for these suite owners, they actually get to lay their hands on her. They get to watch the expression. They get to watch the light. I always say it's like a light switch that gets flipped on the inside of her as she goes through her makeover, right? They get to see that firsthand and know that they were a part of it, and they're using their time and talents, their God-given gifts, in order to make it happen.
Absolutely. And it's something I can't even do. And that was part of my fear in being able to make this happen in the suite business, is I can't cut hair. I'm not licensed. I can't give, a facial or whatever. And I don't have the license to do the things that these folks would do. And their continued participation has been such a joy to watch as an owner, that they are so willing to love these other people in that way. It's just been beautiful.
That's amazing. So tell me, so one of the things that we do ask is to do 2 fundraisers, because the whole reason that I came up with that was I never wanted any funds for a makeover for a woman with cancer to come out of the salon's budget. I always wanted to make sure that, you never had to choose between, paying the electric bill or buying an outfit for a woman with cancer. So what kind of fundraisers have you guys done, and what success have you seen with those?
So we had our first fundraiser where the ladies, the initial one, Katie, who came forward, she was like, awesome, I'll help you with fundraising, because I was so fearful with that. And she said, I have this idea. We're going to have a braid bar out front. We're going to offer different services at a discount within the suite. She got people on board for that. And we had people sign up to do this braid bar, where we happen to be located next door to a kids resale shop. And so it was summertime, and we could offer kids braids and then just take donations. And we were all very excited about it. And that day came, and wouldn't you know it, in the middle of our fundraiser, we had a huge storm blow through, because we're doing it outside, and they had been predicting it, but we're like, you know what, it's going to be fine. And sure enough, tornado-like weather. And that day, we still brought in half of what I thought, we could. And it was such a success story to me that, hey, people really are, one, generous. They were on board because I was the spokesperson for what we were doing as the girls were doing the braid bar. But so many people were so generous and helpful that day, despite the weather. We moved things inside. I think if we had it on a bright sunny day, it would have been twice the amount of money that we earned. And it was so successful and so much fun. That was definitely a success story.
That's
awesome. I have another story if we have time to tell you.
We do. Go. Yes, of course.
Yeah. The other fundraising story that I can tell you, because I am such a chicken, I didn't want to go into the community and ask anybody. I wanted to do all our fundraising in the salon. But because our braid bar was not as successful, I started okay, I've got to come up with people that might be willing to help us in addition to our fundraisers. And the name of a very generous family was put on my heart to ask to help with donations. But I'm a chicken. I did not want to ask anybody for money. And I think most people are like that, but I really am chicken. And it took me literally months of procrastinating to finally get up enough nerve to send an email to a lady I barely knew to describe Hello Gorgeous and ask for help. I said a lot of prayers before I sent that email. um, she saw the email and got back with me in just a couple of days, which I did not expect. I kind of expected it to be half read and maybe I'd hear from her, months later. She literally got back with me in a couple of days. I saw her at an event. She wanted to set up a meeting, and I saw her at an event before that meeting that we set up to talk about Hello Gorgeous. And she pulled me aside and she said, I want you to know that day that you sent that email to me, I had, and it was like a Wednesday, I had already had that week 3 people that I love be diagnosed with cancer, all women.
Wow.
And she said she wanted to do something, and helping with Hello Gorgeous would be a great way for her to help. But she needed to know more about it. And I tell you, I was blown away at the timing, because it took me forever to send that email. And, she may have helped anyway, but we sat down and we met at our meeting time a few weeks later, and she fell in love with Hello Gorgeous. And would you know, she donated our entire year.
Wow. She did.
And
That's awesome.
It was amazing timing. I don't think it was a coincidence. And it reminded me again that we're never alone. When we're doing something that's important, and for the love of others, we're just never alone. And she wanted to remain anonymous, so I can't even tell you who she is or what she's about. But it was her way of being able to feel like she was helping those people in her life that were doing something, that was hard. And it was her way of being able to help them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just beautiful.
That's awesome.
Just beautiful.
Well, do you have a favorite makeover story?
I do. It's actually a recent one of the very most recent stories. I am and have been in the past the concierge at one of our locations. I just gave that up with our Houston salon takeover, but I was in the salon 3 to 4 days a week, and so I do all of the makeovers at one of them. I help organize them, and it's so much fun. But the most recent one at that location, a lady donated her friend's name, right? And we set her up, and she said, I'd love for you to meet with or talk with the husband by phone so that he can organize bringing her in as a surprise, right? And so I'm like, okay, great. And we texted a few times, and he figured out how he was going to get her in as a surprise. And I can't tell you, I was so overwhelmed by the husband's love for his wife, who was the recipient of the makeover. He had so much joy to see his wife pampered like that. He was teary. He hugged us all. It was like we were giving the makeover to him. I can't tell you. He was almost more grateful than her. It was such a beautiful expression of his love for her. Each of us were so touched watching him come and pick her up at the end, and how the love he had for her was so strong. And he showed his gratefulness to us in such a way that I've never seen before. It was truly beautiful to watch that.
That one of the reasons that we made the makeover, and we do it so that it's a surprise, because I feel like so many people don't know what to say, so they say nothing and stay away. And then you have those loved ones that want to be able to help and they don't know how. So you empowered him, because you actually allowed him to participate in something that brought her joy. And so I think that that's why he was so grateful, that's why Hello Gorgeous is a gift to so many. And, the ripple effect, I think, goes on beyond what we can even wrap our brains around. Like, I don't even think we realize the people that we affect. So,
yes. And y'all had said that, and I hadn't seen it quite yet. Like, you don't always get to see the ripple, right? For a year later or 2 years or whatever. Maybe you never see it.
Right.
And in that moment with him, it was amazing. I can't even describe the feeling of, I felt like I was helping him so much more than we helped her that day. And we helped her. She had a beautiful day and a beautiful experience, but it was so powerful to see his reaction. It made it all worth it. What a joy.
That's awesome. Well, we are almost out of time. Mindy, what is the website if people want to learn more about Salons by JC, specifically your locations? Where can they find information about that?
So we are at www.salonsbyjc.com under locations. We are the Round Rock location and the Austin Lakeline location, giving makeovers at both locations every month.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you had time to talk with
Kim.
me today. I loved being able to share your story. Thank you.
Yes, I enjoyed it. Keep doing what you're doing. It's awesome.
I promise I will. If our listeners have any questions or comments or would like to know more about the guests on our show or for more information about Hello Gorgeous, feel free to contact me at kbecker@hellogorgeous.org or visit our website at www.hellogorgeous.org. We invite you to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and download our mobile app. Thank you for joining me today on Hello Gorgeous, Everything Beauty, Cancer, and Inspiration. I'm your host, Kim Becker, and until next time, stay gorgeous.
Another beautiful day, walking in the sunshine, spending the time with you. Last night we had a good time, dancing in the moonlight and loving the night away. I can't imagine what it'd be like. I can't imagine what it'd be like. I can't imagine what it'd be like without you. I can't imagine that.